Joining me now, Dr. Larry Cook, a presidential historian and also friend of President Carter, to talk about this monumentous occasion, 100 years old. What do you know about how President Carter and his family and those close to him are marking this milestone today?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me on. I'm in Plains right now, Plains, Georgia, and we're all very excited. We started celebrating last night. Actually, we had dinner with friends from all over the country and some of the Carter family, and we'll continue that celebration right on through today. So we are really excited, and we've got a full day planned and a full evening planned actually for a concert tonight here in Plains, and everybody's just so upbeat and smiling and so happy to see this day finally here.
How about the president himself, health-wise? We know he has had a difficult year, losing his wife and in hospice himself. How's he holding up?
Well, I have not seen him on this visit, but from what I hear, he's at home, and he's comfortable, and I'm sure he's happy to have reached this milestone.
Larry, as we look back at his century-long life and his political career and all the other things that he has done, what do you think stands out the most? What will be and remain his legacy?
Well, he is his own legacy. I mean, if you know Jimmy Carter and understand him, I've had the unique ability to be not only a historian, but to have him be one of my great friends. And I always say that with 100 years of life and all the milestones and all the things that he's accomplished, when I'm asked to describe Jimmy Carter, it's pretty easy because he's a man of faith and a man of principles. And the faith and the principles have guided him through everything in his life. Since he was a child and right up through to today. So to describe him as a man of faith and a man of principles, I think really everything goes back to that.
Encapsulates who he is. What is the secret, do you believe, Larry, to his longevity?
Well, he's determined to all his life. He's been determined to do the most he can wherever he can. That's one of his favorite quotes. He certainly lived up to that. I mean, of course, we've seen reports that he wanted to live longer than Rosalind because he didn't want to leave Rosalind behind. And so that's, part of it. He's continued to surprise us throughout his life. Obviously, in 2015, he had been diagnosed with brain cancer, and of course, that was a scary time, and we didn't know the outcome of that, and he proved that he would move on through that. So I think if you hear his quotes or read his quotes about, and again, wanting to do the most he can for as long as he can with whatever he has, I think he certainly lives up to that, and he leaves it in God's hands for his fate, as he always has, and as he will, toward the end of his life.
Celebrating 100 years. What a remarkable life he has had. Dr. Larry Cook, please give our best to your friend, President Carter, and to all of his family today as they celebrate him.
I will do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you always. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.